statue. We'll do it 2 out. Or 3, I should say. 2 gap. I didn't choose what it was made of. Build statue. Statue. How does that look wrong? I don't know. 3. I want it to be made. Oh, I had it bigger so I could see the names. Cattails. Carpet grass. Best berry sounds like to be better than good berry or better berry. Ketchup berry, aka a tomato. Man's a ketchup connoisseur, you mannerless cur. Yes, thank you, Tapioca. Ah, he died finally. Whatever. Get good. It doesn't use Dwarf Fortress water systems. Lurk mode for me before bed. All right, Evil Stew, thank you so much for your raid. Thank you for coming by. Have a good evening. Stay safe in these troubling times. I still select the quote combinations. This conversation's gold. To be fair, tomato is technically a fruit and ketchup is a water-based tomato solution that makes ketchup a fruit soda. What? No, it's not a fruit soda. It's a, it's not called a slurry. What is it? What is it when you have ice cream that's off of fruit? What is the ice cream that's off of fruit?
Winter is here.
Winter is here. It's not a slurry. It's called a fruit puree. No, it is not fruit puree. Alcohol is always a solution. You're most welcome. May poke you sometimes. I'm working on a multiplayer Dwarf Fortress Fort idea for streamers to take part in. Just need to work out the ins and outs. Yeah, definitely. Sorbet, thank you. Ketchup is a tomato sorbet. Sherbet. It's also sherbet. One of these two things, I don't know which one's right. They both sound right. Ketchup is just tomato sherbet or a tomato sorbet, because I can't remember what the difference is right now. But ketchup is definitely it, and therefore it is a delicacy, because you have to pay more for sherbets and sorbets than you have to do for ice cream, ergo higher quality. You like Boat Murder 2 Electric Boogaloo? Electric Boogaloo! Everyone knows the beauty that is ketchup, but not everyone admits it to themselves. Everyone dies, but not everyone lives. Unless they eat ketchup. It's like, what is, it's like Wonderful 101. Wonder Green is a fat French kid. And he's French, so you know he has very good delicacies. Like he has very good tastes about what food he will eat, because he is a food connoisseur and he just eats McDonald's the entire game. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a picture or anything involving Wonder Green that isn't just him om-nomming on just the most garbage food he can get his hand on. He's kind of my champion. Still working on the days. Had to make a for each streamer can play on and make changes to, etc. etc. It'll be fun to see what happens to it. Yeah, but that's only if you freeze the ketchup. Slugman's got your slurry. Ooh, good luck on that. It's a dumb question. Why not use box select on the uneven areas of the floor? Box select. I don't know, because I don't want to. Because this, you're talking about doing it like this, right? And it just filling in? I don't know, because it's a, how do I word this correctly? Muscle memory. I can take an entire freaking 5-minute sim and replace it with muscle memory. Because that's not how I learned, so I don't remember to do it. It's just muscle memory the way I'm doing it. That's really it. Ever seen one of my friends eat anything other than pizza bread and milk? I even offer him some more out there things and he never accepts makes me sad ship. No, that would probably make it a lot easier and a lot quicker, but I just plumb never remember it. And even if you were to try to remember me by the time I would actually notice the comment and then think to switch it over, it'd probably be too late. I'm like, oh, we already did it anyways. One of these is wrong. Whatever. This one is wrong. I'm married now. I'm gonna need more space for my wife to enjoy. An office should do it. Well, hold on. You don't know if you didn't marry someone. Yeah, you married someone with one. You don't have an office, admittedly. Or did you remember that you didn't have an office? All right, hold on. I'm still working on the first. People have already complicated things. Build statue. Caps lock on. Why is statue not working? Raspberry bushes and baby toe succulent. That just sounds so wrong. All right, I'm going to consider this to be the random god birds and shrubbery, and it's even outside. So I am marking that as completed. I have completed your turn in. I see 2 medium qualities and a high quality room. All right, work on one of the medium ones next, then I'll double back on the tomb library thing. Bedroom for Stephen Robert 4. Stephen Robert 4, did you not already have a room? That's kind of the worst thing, is I need to find somebody to get the script to remember who's turned in what. Because I don't remember who's got what assigned. So I thought Stephen definitely had something earlier. Well, there's an unclaimed bedroom, so that's good. There's another unclaimed bedroom. Someone died who had a lot of shit to claim. Who was this? They had a statue dedicated to a strawberry plant. Who had a statue dedicated to a strawberry plant in their room? Because they died. Sanctum. So many of these rooms keep going unclaimed now that people are dying. First of all, let's resize Mooney the humans. Bedroom, says Steven. Is there an unclaimed bedroom? This would be a medium, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, all right. Oh no, this one's already taken by Sanctum. I thought Sanctum had this room. Oh, that's Eldritch. One of these rooms, that is a large though, and so are you. So no one gets those. All right, we'll just do up a new bedroom. I thought you already had rooms, Steven, but I guess I was wrong. And the Chulu is married to an NPC. Which side would be weirder to build on? This one to be way out there? No, this one would be way out there. We'd have 2 like long skinny things together. I'll go for that. So this is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wall, room. And then this is a medium. So 1 off that side. 2 off the back. 1 off that side. Stephen Roberts' room. We'll let that get dug out. Even if we just, I'm married now. We got to put some actual plants up there. And we just line the walls or whatever. Who wouldn't want to? How's my dwarf? Could that have been Coca-Cola? Maybe. I would have asked for large, but they're no longer available. Yes, I do need to maybe slightly tweak some of those. What I would like is not 2 prerequisites, but 1, but like it unlocks after say 2 hours. It's not even that they run out, it's that as soon as I make it available, they run out immediately. And kind of the reason, the idea behind me limiting it to 2 was to make sure that they didn't just immediately get bought out, but it's done the exact opposite. It just makes them get bought out faster. Actually, now I think about it, limiting anything would course, but I meant it the other way around. I've lost my mind already. I'm gone. I'm back from watching your video. It was nice. It was nice. I did like trying to mix together the different audio streams at the end. The Dwarf Fortress stream intro music with my outro music. Like I weaved it back and forth between like 3 different audios to pull off that effect. In the grand scheme of things, it's not like the hardest thing to have done, but I'm learning. I do new things. Do 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 do. Now this is gonna go under a river, which means at some point they're gonna bitch about, oh, there's wet water. There's wet water. Who could have seen wet water coming? We're gonna have to deal with the wet water incident. Oh no, we have seen our first wet water. Oh no, we have seen more wet water. What are we going to do with all this wet water? Now that I've dug more, I found more wet water. Holy jeez, there's wet water everywhere. I'm certain that if I reveal that last tiny little corner, it won't be, oh my God, it is, it's wet water. There we go. We're done with the wet water alerts. What is my dwarf's job? I have forgotten. I don't know. Oh, you're the smelter dude, furnace operator. You're melting the metals down. Broker, manager, bookkeeper. I'll let you pick this time, boss. No. Broker for Mr. Mantium. Broker, manager, or bookkeeper? Manager, because I need that open. Mr. Man. The farmer. I might have to reject your request. I can't have a farmer being a manager. Let's go back by profession and see what you have. We have 3 farmers. Oh, you're not even a proper farmer. Oh, we had some migration waves. Never mind, you're good. You're like a hauler. We had migration waves come in and I didn't resort out people again. All right, never mind. Yeah, you're a manager. You don't have any skills, so we'll just have you yell at people. I feel like that probably cut some of you a little closer to the bone than I intended. Before any of you get angry, remember, I'm going to college right now with the express purpose of getting a business/management degree. Don't at me. Ten more days and I'll be in a 2-year anniversary of my oh, nice. Sky RNG. In real life, I don't have any skills and I yell at people anyways. I've never needed skills. I've been pretty good at yelling at people. It's kind of what I do. I feel like a manager gets a little back corner. Because he doesn't need like a really good office, does he? Yeah, he just needs an office. Catherine Noir wants to be a dragon. What does that even mean? How? I want to be a dragon. I have an idea on that. Hold on. Maybe I can find a way to... There's a way. Yep. I don't know why. I thought I could do the last name, but I can't. Here's what I'm going to do. Where is Tathar Noir in this nonsense? Not nickname. I'm not going to create a new custom profession for him. I want him to be exactly what he is, but he counts as a Pendragon. Therefore, there's Tathar Noir. What is Tathar Noir? Oh, he's a Pendragon. There you go. You are now a dragon. You're a Tathar Noir Pin Dragon. I reckon that is complete. It may only be technically correct, but as we all know, that is the best kind of correct. Working a smelter, melting metal sounds dragony good enough. I say dragon would be kind of, dragoon would be kind of accurate. Oh. Ooh, Tathar Noir. That looks like a Charizard. And as I refuse to let anyone who likes Charizard to ever not know or let down, Charizard's not a dragon. He's fire flying. And he will never be a dragon. Charizard sucks. Freaking Venusaur's the best. Screw Charizard. I'm guessing I don't have a Weaver. What are my NPCs doing? A Grease Monkey, Mine King's a tree hater. Do we ever get another tree hater? I don't think so. Shit. I'm gonna need to get more people to be NPCs, probably, at some point. That's neither here nor there. Mr. Mantium, I already have you. I'm gonna mark that as complete. I already have you as a manager. I just gotta get you the little basic manager office. That's what I was doing up here, that's right. I need a chair, table, a chair, a door. All of them out of obsidian. Oh look, we're below 1,000 finally. Hey Cupo, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a minute. How you been? Hold on, I have it pre-programmed to do this. Shout outs. Cupo. Yeah, there we go. I got the little button thing to work. Cupo is a fellow Dwarf Fortress streamer who is, I don't know how to describe it. He's very good at it. It is very pretty. If you are wanting something that will please the eyes, Cubo's stream is very pretty. No, Steven, I forgot about you. I forget about you. You're a mod, you can do it yourself. Steven Robert also does Dwarf Fortress content. Steven Robert does adventure mode. Cupo does works of art. It's the best I can describe them. For as much as I spaz out and like try to count out how to do circles and perfect corners and stuff, you drop by his thing and he's got like intricate flower designs with like rotating pinwheel animations and shit, and he's lobbing lava and like these weird artistic streams and burning goblins to rock tunes in the background. Cupo streams are what happens when everything goes right in Dwarf Fortress. Bards tell stories for generations about the glory of how the dwarves killed the elves. And Cupo streams. How you doing, Cupo? And as I had said, Steven Robert also does Dwarf Fortress. Mod of the channel. He does adventure mode. He does a lot of the adventure mode. So if you are a Dwarf Fortress fan, but you tend to watch other games like CDDA because of their more adventure in-depthness, then you can mix together your two favorite things and get one character awesomeness going on with Dwarf Fortress on Steven Roberts games. My fort burned down today as I was eaten by husk zombies. Oh. I am trying to figure out, well, I say figure out, I'm trying to design a system whereby I can get into the base via a tunnel cupo, and then if I want, I could drain the water moat around it to flood in the area where the tunnel / bridge is. Also, I fill everything through an uwu because that is what people requested. People requested that I have an uwu room, so I have an uwu room. This is what we have. Because my internet company won't come out and connect my internet. Oh. Uwu. What do you mean they won't connect your internet? Where's your internet been? I wonder how long it'll be until someone uses the I want to be one and then just say dead or undead. I want to be dead. Just make me dead, please. Just mess my shit up, fam. Ooh, what's this monstrosity? I think it was Tachulu. Tachulu requested, I think, medium quality uwu room. So I used it to connect my waterfall to my reservoir. Too bad thanks to COVID. Oh, like unfreezing with that flowing magma? Wait, what? No, I don't have flowing magma right now. Right now, I'm just kind of doing the cheap man's way. And I'm bringing it underground to keep some of it thawed, like the water for the hospital well is in ground. Now, if you're talking about what I'm planning to do when I bring the water over, that is going to be done in, well, I did that wrong. How is that thawed? I thought that was constructed. How is this frozen but that thawed? I don't understand Dwarf Fortress thawing physics, I guess. Part of this was I'm gonna have the bridge across that can knock people over, but the water's gonna go down in a downhill back here, then go up, then go down, and then go up again. So there's like a dry island a la that old Ants movie in the middle. And maybe that I'll have lava pour around and or just have the dwarves shoot out. I just want to find some way to trick invaders to get stuck on an island surrounded by water so I can shoot at them. Now, what did COVID do to your internet? But no, I haven't dug down too deep yet to be able to bring up magma or anything. Let's smooth out the new manager's office. That looks garbage, which makes it all the funnier. We will give him his table. And we'll give him his chair. And if someone comes in, he can just stare at them like, why are you talking to me? I moved to a newly built house and there's been some problems due to that. And now the company's just refusing to send someone out to do the wiring and connecting of my internet box, even though we were on the list of people that need to get their internet wired. Well, that sucks. How have you been doing with the COVID cupo? Or actually, really anyone at this point. How is everyone doing? Is everyone safe? Doesn't necessarily need to be cupo being safe. This is the manager again. Mr. Man TM. There you go. Manager now has his office. All right, so I'm marking that as complete. I think I already did mark that as complete. Manager gets his office. Stephen Roberts said bedroom. I was working on that. That was what this was down here. Stephen Roberts medium size / quality bedroom. Let that get smoothed over first. Forced to jump over to my friend's place to do things like online classes, and they live next to crackheads. Well, at least it's entertaining, right? You get to see all the crackhead hijinks. Nothing bad happening there. That sucks though. Cabinet and then chest. Oh, and I need a door probably. Yeah, no, I don't have any magma yet, Mr. TM, but for some reason I have like entire Z layers of obsidian. Just obsidian as far as the dwarven greed can reach is obsidian, and then not. Then it's just granite. For some reason, the top of this map is covered in obsidian, but there's no lava. Really weird. And Ghostword wanted an office as well. Ghostword, did you already have rooms? The answer was yes, you had rooms. You had 2, but you didn't have an office. An office is the first room. So who doesn't have a first room? Everyone has a first room. So how did Ghostword say he had 2 of the rooms? Sanctum, Zakthos, Domine, Cthulhu, Hellfire Skyroom. How did he not have an office? Medium quality room for an office, so the first room would be the office. So this is a medium quality room. I will assign this to Ghostword. He will inherit someone's room. We don't know whose this is. It's kind of weird. And he's not allowed in the back rooms. That's his rule. He's not allowed in those back rooms. Is this all mine? But you must never go in the back door. What are these in the back? This one was just never assigned to anything, I guess. That's weird. This is an office to Ghostword. And this is a bedroom. But we're gonna lock them up. No one's allowed back there. Missed it again. I explained above, you missed it. What did I miss? Damn it, what do I keep missing? My internet's been pretty bad too, thanks to COVID. My apartment complex shares the same connection, and COVID has everyone inside using it. Oh, one of those situations. Gotcha. Manager's room looks like garbage. Perfect. All I need now is an elf skeleton and it'll be home. You're right. Hold on. I like your thought. Let's do a statue. Kind of wish I could specify to be made out of bone. Details, stone. Make it out cryolite just because. Details, image. New image, creature. Elf. Just one elf. And the elf is terrified. Yep. Called the Vestibule of Tops. That sounds weird. I don't like that name. We're gonna change it from Tops to Hope. If I can. The Vestibule of Vestibule of Hope. I like that name better. There we go. He's gonna have a cryolite statue of an elf in terror. And it's gonna be called the Vestibule of Hope. There we go. We'd have a friend carry a loaded shotgun, and I helped him move to this place. My other friend gave the rest of us weapons to stand guard. So yeah, that's what I have to go through for online classes. The elf is dead. The elf is burning. The elf is melting. The elf is a great many things, but happy is not one of them. All right, let's get rid of this ice that refuses to thaw in summer. All right, river's back in action. So now we're already gonna start having issues with our water pressure vacating. And then back down here, removing more of the old river cover so that we can start channeling things down to the right sea level. All right, we'll get rid of all those. And it's a masterpiece cryolite statue of an elf. Fantastic. Where's the manager's room again? Build statue. You can't physically go through a statue, can you? So he has 2 doors into his office, but one door just leads to a statue that he can't walk through. This is fantastic. All right, this will be Steven's bedroom. Steven has a bedroom. I think he has one up above. Steven and Steven's spouse, Rovod. Let's free up Steven's bed from up here. Just so he doesn't double dip and we have these rooms available for people. Free bed, make bedroom, resize that back down to 0. Steven now has a bedroom, but does he have a fine bedroom? Or decent? Technically, for that quality, Steven bought one that says decent. Steven is socializing. Steven has decent. Steven, you have a bedroom. You and your spouse have a bedroom. Ghostword, you wanted an office. I think by definition that office is already going to be good enough, but I will check. I just wish to put a door here just so we can all agree that you're not allowed to go beyond that. You're not allowed to enjoy anything. But while we are here, Ghostword. Who are you married to? Opulent throne room, meager quarters, dining room. So yeah, you already have more. Are you married to like a noble or someone? Ghostword, who are you related to? You have a lover. So how do you already have rooms? I'm confused. Opulent throne room, meager quarters, dining room. So you already have a throne room. This isn't opulent, is it? Might be. Meager quarters and a dining room. So there's a middle room somewhere that he has. How? I don't know how you exist. You're some weird mystical thing that probably doesn't need to exist. Oh wait, do you have one of these? How is there a table and an office assigned together? Table is dining room, so that's what happened here. Ghostword isn't related to Shigo Ritsoth, is he? I thought it didn't say that. His lover doesn't own those. Why does he own those? What is going on here? How is there a room that's assigned to 2 or 3 people? This one is assigned to Shigerusoft, the grease monkey, who is captain of the guard. This is also for some reason assigned to captain of the guard. Does captain of the guard need requirements? They do. So that was done at some point. So now the real question is, why does Ghostword have this? Ghostword stealing the captain of the guard's dining room somehow. I'm not gonna fix it because I don't know what caused it. But I mean, he is a weird little thief. I think we can all just admit this. By the way, we're 300 dwarf bucks. The Cryolite statue of an elf called, I forgot. This is a masterful Cryolite statue of an elf created by Cyrilak. The item is a rendition of the Vestibule of Hope, an image of an elf. The elf looks terrified. The image was commissioned by the Channels of Speaking, a local dwarven government. All right, so you got an office, but somehow you already have a dining room that you're stealing from the captain of the guard. And no one's really quite sure why and or how, so no one questions it. There you go. But this office is assigned to Ghostword, so Ghostword, you are completed. And you're also not married. You're saying you're married, but you're not married. You said because I'm married now, but you're not. You have a lover, not a wife. So you have a lover and you steal someone else's food. I feel like that's a recipe for disaster right there. I don't know, you have a spouse. You have to remember, Stephen Robert, they get married like all the time. We had 4 ding dong congratulations wedding bell things earlier in like a, I'll say 30-minute span. They just kept happening. So if you were late to your own wedding, that's your fault. Don't blame me. Don't blame your spouse. She told you when the wedding was. Or he, because I can't remember what gender your dwarf is. You were the one that weren't paying attention, mindlessly picking at your beard hairs. Shame. All right, remove most of that, then we can get back to digging. Here's my dining room. It's just a table, and then Chop Suey starts to play. Good night. Have a good evening, Tapioca. Stay safe from the corona. Don't let the corona eat your brain. Keyboard is freaked out on the other computer. All right, now that I am down here, I need to remove these walls. They're not wholly required to be like that. Is this above the thing? No. Oh wait, it says open space. Oh, but water. Yep, all right. Thought to just like dig through the wall to fix it, and that would just cause us to flood and die. So we shan't do that. I'm gonna need to build walls all the way down though, so that the waterfall drainage system stays the waterfall drainage system. Good night, you too. Yes. Good. May everyone have an enjoyable evening. And then we shall win. For only when their defenses are lowered can evil truly win. So I've been dealing with, I made a character recently. Made a new character because me and my friends completed the old campaign. I made a new character for Pathfinder. Pathfinder First Edition. And the wizards of Paizo, they boy howdy do they not, you know, check their rough drafts or edit or anything at all. Their wording is so poor on so many rules. It kind of amazes me sometimes that they're not like genuinely called out. Like I don't think Paizo has a reputation for just being horrible at writing rules. I don't think they have a reputation for that, but they kind of should, because none of it makes sense. Like who did half of these? There are familiar archetypes. I love these things. I love familiar archetypes, especially since I started reading them. They're so kind of mostly broken. It's amazing. Especially if you mix them right with the right familiars. So any of you who does Pathfinder, feel free to look up your SRD, wherever you want to follow me along on this. But level 1, level uno, level ein,
Spring.
level each, level, I don't know any other ways of saying one. Level 1 Middly sorcerer, but could be wizard. Level 1 spellcaster with a familiar. Get the red spider familiar. All right, you have a little red spider familiar. It's like tiny or diminutive. Got a lot of dexterity, not a whole hell of a lot of strength. Weird little bite. Doesn't have reach. Doesn't have range. It's got 0 foot reach and a 2.5 foot square that it takes up for its size. You give it the protector familiar archetype. It gets sort of like alertness and stuff like that, which is fine. Who really cares? The familiar archetype gives it a bunch of things later on, but particularly at the beginning gives it 2 feats. 1 feat says, I have combat reflexes. I have an amount of attacks of opportunity per round based upon my dexterity. And what do you know it? I have a dexterity of like 21. So I have like 6 attacks of opportunity around. And a bunch of animals just died of old age. Holy shit. I'm guessing they're all taken away already. So yeah. So just start with that. 6 attacks of opportunity around. But it doesn't have reach. So, not that important. Then you also get the feat called like bodyguard or something like that, which says as a attack of opportunity, or basically as immediate action, attack of opportunity, something like that, you can aid another so that you can increase the defense of your master by 2. Or any ally, really. But if it's your master, you don't need to be able to reach the opponent. You only need to reach your master. If you were in a square adjacent to your master, or if you're in your master's square, you just need to be able to do an attack of opportunity, not to reach the enemy, and you can increase their AC by 2. So the spider has 6. I don't really need 1. The spider has 6 attacks of opportunity and has like a +7 to attack rolls, and you only have to hit AC 10 to pull off and aid another. You don't have to hit the opponent's actual AC. So they have to roll a 3 or higher, which means you only have a 10% chance of failing that, and then increase your AC by 2. Later on, they get a feat called In Harm's Way that says, you know what? Screw increasing your AC. The spider just takes the hit for you. For most characters, that seems goofy. Familiar, that seems amazing. Familiar's HP is always set to, or Familiar's maximum HP is set to half of your maximum HP. But at high enough and Protector, the Familiar's maximum HP is set to your maximum HP. I say it that way because that's clearly the way it's intended. The way it's written is your Familiar's HP is set to your maximum HP, which makes it sound like they can never lose health, because if they take 9 damage, their health is just set to your max again. I'm not saying I would ever argue that. That's clearly just really poorly written, but they specified maximum HP for you, but not maximum HP for the Familiar. So we're just gonna say they meant maximum for both, otherwise your Familiar can never die. But within Harm's Way, they can just jump in the way and take the hit for you, which is like a lot of fucking defense. This is on only one little dude. It's on one little dude. Oh, did I mention you can get in Harm's Way at level 1? Because Pathfinder, after putting in 4 or 5 different mindless vermin, mindless insect vermins as Familiar, never fixed one very, very, very important rule. Every creature gets 1 feat plus 1 feat per every 2 hit die. So every creature has 1 racial feat listed, be it sprint or something else. But they did not give this to the mindless vermin, because mindless says you don't get that feat, but they never listed a bonus feat or a racial feat that they should / need to choose if somehow they have the opportunity to get a feat. They just didn't write one in. So if you take a lot of these animals as Familiars, they're no longer mindless vermin, they now get a feat back. So there's an extra feat your Familiar takes if they're one of these mindless insects. So if you take the red whatever spider, it gets a feat. You just grab in Harm's Way. So at level 1, you have a spider with half your hit points that jumps in the way of an attack, as long as he rolls a 3 or higher. Yay. And I might be asking yourself, why the hell are you going to bother to do this? Because I'm playing a construct and I don't heal. So I'm going to have the spider jump in the way, let him take the damage, and then I'll heal him. Because that's way easier than trying to heal me as a construct. Like, it's really goofy how they did some of these. The spider, get down, Mr. President. That's basically it. That's exactly what it is. So I think it's funny. There's another version of this. You don't get to start within Harm's Way. It only works on the weird vermin Familiars. But there is another Familiar you can get that is a starfish. I'm just covering the layers of spiders at all times. You cannot hit me. This is true, because think about it. As a separate thing, the spider still has 6 attacks of opportunity. If I find a way to make that spider large, or I throw it at my opponent's feet, he's just hitting everything with bite. This is only attack is bite, but he has 6 attacks of opportunity. Just fucking parrying everything. But no, there's another creature. It is a starfish. Now the starfish doesn't have all the attacks of opportunity. They have like 2 around, and you would have to wait till far later before you can give it in Harm's Way, before it gets it naturally. But the starfish has like really weak regen. He has fast healing. The starfish heals its HD in hit points per hour. But its HD for calculations is your HD. So your starfish heals your level in hit points per hour. So it has like a weird, really light regen effect. which again, if it's covering me as a construct, I'm all for that. Doesn't do much else other than that. He has a decent attack and shit, and he has improved grapple. Oh wait, that's right. I remember now. They screwed up the starfish. People submitted this to be errated, and when Paizo came around time to errata it, they didn't. There is a special rule for fish and other aquatic creatures called aquatic. If something is aquatic, it can breathe water but not breathe air. That's how you denote something is a fish. If it is aquatic but can possibly breathe air, it has to have the subtype amphibious. The starfish has neither. The starfish is an air-breathing creature that cannot breathe water. Which means, as a familiar on land, you can take a starfish as a familiar. It also means all the starfish in the ocean die in 18 seconds after your game starts. So just wait 18 seconds after your DM says go, and then be like, let's pray for all the lost souls. There's a ton of dead starfish. They didn't give them water breathing or anything. They just die according to the rules in 3 rounds. Every time a Pathfinder game is started, all the starfish in the world just dies. But you can take a starfish on land as a land-based campaign familiar wizard person because they're not aquatic. Rip the starfish. Yeah, no, they just all die. They're not aquatic. Fuck it. Dead starfish. Screw you, Staryu. Now, I'm playing a sorcerer. I'm playing a sorcerer because I'm trying to do words of power. The reason why I bring all this up is, in order to get the familiars, I had to take tattooed familiar, which means I have a tattoo on my body that like grows out into like the full familiar and leaves my body. It also gives me Verizian tattoo as a bonus feat, which is fantastic. So I thought it was kind of funny with the starfish, where I look like a construct, but then I let the starfish come out and like it covers me and it's regenerative flesh, and then it takes hits for me. Kind of gave me an idea of like either Nemesis, because like the weird things and whatever. Nemesis, or the dude for, what is the game? It's the game I played on stream before, but I forgot what it's called right now. It's a rogue light game. Fuck. One of the characters is you scuttle around as a weird little mechanoid thing and you have a plant on you. I'm forgetting the name of the game right now, though. My brain is frying on me. But it reminded me of those two characters, so I thought that would be funny. Nope, you're just a robot covered in Patrick from SpongeBob. Stop trying to make it sound cool. No, this is SpongeBob. No, this is Patrick. Oh, is this Krusty Krab? No, it's Patrick. But we're not done, because this gets dumber. I've only talked about protectors so far. There is a tumbleweed that you can take as a familiar. Doesn't even necessarily need to be a protector, just as tumbleweed in general. Normally when you have a familiar, you're like, oh, give you +1 to fort saves, or give you +2 to initiative, or give you like some weird minor thing, not really wholly important. The Ravenous Tumbleweed, its familiar bonus that it gives to you if it is in like arm's reach or a mile of you or some nonsense like that, is that it gives you +10 untyped bonus to movement speed when running, charging, or withdrawing. It just gives you 10 to movement speed. So if you take fleet for 5, 30, 35, 45 from having this when running, 45 movement speed, and you take run to run at ×5, not ×4, you have 45 ×5, 250, 225. You have 225 feet per round. Oh wait, I'm a construct. I have indefinite run. Literally, I turned myself into a droideca. That was my thought on that, as I was like, oh, I'm a droideca. That's how this works now. Because the Ravenous Tumbleweed is all about rolling into a ball and going fast. So if I do the same thing, then I too will go the fast. And this is just put together with Cat. And Cat's like, oh yeah, it gives you like +2 to spot or something. It's like, one of these things is not like the other. These are not even bonuses. But wait, there's more. The tumbleweed being a plant means that it is immune to most all mental effects because it is in fact a plant. So it gets all plant immunities, which is just fantastic by itself. Let's just start with the fact that it's fantastic. There's another plant. There's another plant that's a fern, a razor fern, and it's a plant that moves 15 feet around and has a climb speed of 15 feet. So it's a fast plant. It has 2 manufactured weapons. It has 2 ferns. That's 2 fronds that it gets to use as legit weapons with full training. It has 2 defensive fronds to give it a bonus to its armor class. And when it's on the ground, it has tremor sense. I just want a little plant, buddy. But wait, that's not even, I had all this shit in notes. I was taking his notes and pointing them out to the DM and laughing about this shit. Hold on, is there anything I missed? Spiny starfish, weird region. There's a torble. There's a thing called a torble that's diminutive, tiny, ultimately fucking barely non-existent. You can't see this bad boy. I wanted to put the defender on it. Let it take hits for me because that was funny. It has blind sight like 30 feet. Blind sight, not blind sense. It knows everything that's going around you. Oh, it's a weird combination of vermin. No, it's an ooze. It's an ooze vermin? It's a combination of 2 different things, so it gets all the effects from 2 different things. It's unnecessary. It's also extremely tiny and no one can ever hit it. It's like a weird slug abomination. It's like a really weird slug abomination. Shouldn't exist. But it does, and we will thank Paizo for this because it is a stupid creature. And I love it, and I want to hug him and squeeze him and call him George. But wait, there's more. But wait, there is more. Ravenous Tumbleweed has said the thing. There is an Ion word. And this is the last familiar, but I have so many things to break with this familiar. There's a familiar called Ion Word. I-O-U-N-W-Y-R-D. Ion Word. What it is it is an ion stone that has gained sentience. None of these that I mentioned, by the way, require improved familiar. These are all level 1 familiars. Let's just make this clear. These are all level 1 familiars. There's an Ion Word, which is an ion stone that has gained sentience, and it is orbited by other stones. It counts as tiny, but it has a radius of 2 feet, and it floats. It has a fly speed, 30-foot blind sight. It's a full construct, which means because it's a construct, you can update it. You can literally just do craft construct and make it stronger for kind of mostly mad sheep. But you can take ion stones and slip them into his body, and then he just incorporates it into his body. There's a maximum they can hold at any one time, but he can just have the ion stones. And if he has the ion stones, he gives you the benefit of the ion stones. I know what you're thinking. What does that matter? If I just put the ion stones around my head, I have the benefit. If he has it and I get the benefit, it's the same thing, really. But no. If an ion stone's floating around your head, it can be gotten. Someone can just grab that. If it's in an Ion Word, they have to, it's in a creature. They have to like go through the creature to defeat it. You get what I'm saying? But also, because of the tattoo effect, if I tattoo the Ion Word into my body, I get the effects of, I get like its 30-foot, I get its 30-foot effects. You get what I'm saying? So I get ion stones that are in me that aren't vulnerable. There are easier ways to do this, admittedly. They're just by the effect. But I just thought it was kind of funny that I could change out ion stones and store them in my body. But again, full construct, so all construct immunities. Has the ion stones, blind sight, fly speed. If I did it as protector, I probably wouldn't. But if I did it as protector, it could be reasonably in any square that I wanted him to be because he's tiny, but he flies. So it's not that hard for him to get him where I need to get him to. But you have some other archetypes, and two of these archetypes are ungodly broken. Ungodly. There was no God in its creation. God has wept, for there was nowhere left to conquer. One of these archetypes is called Arcane Amplifier. Arcane Amplifier.
The mandate's over.
If you're playing a wizard and you wish to do a blaster or spells, just go with Arcane Amplifier. as long as you don't mind a little dude doing touch spells. Arcane Amplifier says, if you use this familiar to deliver your touch spells, it can for free give it, at different levels, mind you, Empower, Extended, Maximized, or Heightened spell. It can do all 4 of those effects for free, limited amount of times per day, if you use it to deliver a touch spell. Maximize, Empower, Extend, and or Heighten. It gets these effects starting at level 1. Level 1, it gets Empower or Extend. I forget which one. And then by like level 3, it gets the other one of Empower or Extend. And I think by 7 or 11, it's gotten Maximize. The thing is, it's not like levels 1 through 3. So at low level, this sounds weak. And I grant you, at low level, this sounds weak, like, but this isn't a lesser rod of Maximize that only affects levels 1 through 3. It's any touch spell. Any touch spell, which means it's the equivalent of a greater rod of Maximize, a greater rod of Empower, a greater rod of Extend. So instead of just buffing yourself, use your action to instill in the Ion word the buff, and then have him touch you, and you have a freebie Extend that didn't increase the spell level at all, or the casting time. You just had to use his action too, and you get it extended, or empowered, or maximized. So this is good for buffs, what little heals you can get. This is good for if you don't mind putting them into combat. This is fantastic for touch spells. And you give up what? Alertness? Who cares? I will give up alertness and some other, do this other thing and talk to this or do that. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. It's a freebie. It's freebie meta magic wands, meta magic rods. It's fantastic. But if you don't want to do this, let's say you're not all about the pew pews and the laser beams and the death to all your group's enemies. Let us say you are there to craft. You're doing that most noble professions. You are crafting for your friends, because only through crafting can you save them buttloads of money. The other one is valet, and valet is in 2 forms broken. Build construction floor. Why is it not construction floor? Oh, it's because that square thing is on. See, square confuses me. I can't keep that. And valet says a bunch of stupid things. A bunch of stupid things. Let's start with level 1. Level 1 valet says, your familiar is treated as if he has cooperative crafting. Already that means what cooperative crafting does is your valet gets to help you in crafting. So it can 1, do aid another and provide 2 to your crafting skills. Very useful, but also 2, it gets to double the rate at which you craft. So let's say you have to do a DC 20 craft check, and every day you can make 1,000 gold pieces worth of items. I'm going with DC 20 because that's actually a rough average for a lot of crafts. If you increase the DC to 25, you can instead do it in 4 hours, which means in 8 hours you can do 2,000 gold worth of crafting. But if he's assisting you, you double that. So every 4 hours, you do 8 hours worth of crafting. So every day you do 4,000 gold pieces worth of crafting. For an increase of 5 DC, but he's helping you by 2. So you can increase your DC by 3 and do 4,000 gold pieces worth of crafting a day. This isn't even close to being min-max or anything else, don't get me wrong. Like, you could be a dwarven wizard, so on and so forth, to make this worse. But this is at level 1. Oh wait, there's more at level 1. It also automatically counts as having all of your crafting skills and all of your crafting feats. So you don't need it to have the same feat as you. Just whatever you grab, it also has. Huzzah. So anything reasonably you can craft, just add this multiplier to it. 4,000 gold pieces a day. Just churn that shit out. Churn that shit out. Remember, it's a construct, so you can also do crafting checks to improve it. You can make it stronger. You can increase its move speed. You can make it have spell-like abilities. You can increase its fly speed. You can increase its blind sight. You can modify him to be stronger, which is just really, really amazingly powerful. And I kind of half wonder why it exists, but oh well. But there are higher level abilities for valet. One of the, I want to say level 3, At level 3, your valet familiar gets all the teamwork feats that you have. Now, admittedly, I'll be the first one to tell you that I don't really like teamwork feats in Pathfinder. I feel like you have to sink in way too many feats for an entire group to get not enough benefit. If they wanted to do teamwork feats, I would have thought at every 5 levels, the group as a whole chooses what they want for the teamwork feat, and then everyone gets that teamwork feat. If I DM Pathfinder, that is probably just gonna be a house rule I do. I know that there's some classes that individually get their own teamwork feats to make up with this, in which case they get more than what the group has. But under normal conditions, it takes way too many feats to get benefits out of teamwork feats because everyone has to have that feat. But your familiar has all the teamwork feats you do. Most of the teamwork feats, this is stupid. Who cares? Because you're still having to sink feats in to getting a weird benefit out of your familiar. Let me guess. Val gets hammer space from CD. No. This gets stronger. This gets unnecessarily stronger. There is a feat called Escape Route. Escape Route, if I said that off the mic. ESCAPE ROUTE. Escape Route. Escape Route says you and someone else with this teamwork feat, if you move in the squares next to or in someone else who has this feat, you do not provoke attack of opportunity. You just don't. It's not an action. There's no check. You're not wasting anyone's time. You don't need certain stats. Just the idea it being that if your buddy is already in melee with someone with range, for instance, you could come up and walk next to him and they couldn't attack of opportunity you because you're walking through your buddy's threatened square and his threatened square negates the monster's threatened square. But it also says if you move through their square, it's still negated. So if I have my tiny familiar on me, like just perched on my head, this applies to the spider too, just perched on my head, I never provoke attacks of opportunity for moving. Now I know what you're saying. Hold on there. Hold on there, crazy pants. I think you're reading too much into this because aren't you and your familiar moving at the same time? Maybe you're reading too much into moving through their square because you're not moving through the familiar square. You're moving with them through squares. So I think maybe you're reading too much into this. It doesn't work that way. Apparently, this argument has already been had before because I tried to read into it to confirm if I was reading it right. This is Pathfinder Society legal. This is normally chosen as like one of the first feats for Cavaliers because when they are on their mounts, Pathfinder Society ruled that the Cavalier does not provoke an attack of opportunity, neither does their horse for charges if they have this teamwork feat. So I'm just inverting it, where I'm the mount and my spider is the person mounting me. You don't provoke attacks or opportunities. So going back to the old idea of the spider blocking all the shots, now the spider's on my head aggressively gesturing at people. He's just doing things up there and no one's attacking you because of this one stupid teamwork feat. You can just make matter from nothing. Like I said, there are ways to do the crafting thing stronger, and we're only at level 3 of this. We're only at like your level 3 ability for valet. Because by the way, your guy gets any of your teamwork feats. If any of your friends actually bother to grab Escape Route, that means you could chuck your spider on them, and now they don't provoke attack of opportunity. Like you hop in the bag of holding, you put your spider on their head, no one's getting hit today. Let's go. Let's get going, buddy. But at higher levels, valet gives your familiar a bunch of run-by attacks. So it's like, oh, if you're using your familiar to deliver a non-harmful touch spell, i.e. a buff or a heal, then it can move before and after it does the attack. And then there's like 3 other things that do the same thing. It's a whole bunch of run-bys, or you can do a run-by aid another. So if you want to increase your ally's AC, you have your familiar move half his movement, do aid another on your teammate, and then run away. Like a spring attack aid another. And then later on, he has the ability as a standard action to aid another on 3 people adjacent to him at once, and each of them can get a different aid another action. That's all good. I'm just kind of mostly worried about that top one, the delivering the touch spells for buffs and shit. Because, as I said, it's a construct. So I can just pay money and upgrade it to have more movement speed. Like 60-foot fly speed. As a floating construct. Because it doesn't have wings, so it can just hover. Doesn't have to do half the flying rules. So that's what I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to do the Ion Word and then have it fly out 30 from me and fly back to deliver touch spells, turning all my spells to 1 round action range touch buff thing, so I don't have to get near the combat. What about Pathfinder and how they did not pay attention to what their familiars were and or what their familiar archetypes were? By the way, for those of you coming in late, I'm having I want to say slight white balance issue. It's very bright in my room. The face cam is just making it really dark. The light of Elendil. But I see through the rant that we've gone over the 1 hour mark. So those of you who are watching on YouTube, after the fact on the archive channel, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.